Hello, and welcome back to another day with Jay. Today we're doing all cheeks. So we're just gonna warm up with 3 minutes of jump rope. And just a couple things to keep in mind throughout this entire cheek workout is that you wanna squeeze your cheeks at the top and you wanna always engage your core. So thrust your hips forward slightly every time with every move. And then we're just going to move into the side step squat with a band. This one really burns, but we're just warming up. I go 2 steps left, 2 steps right. And then our next warm-up move is going to be the squat into a side kick with the same band. I use medium resistance for these, and I just like to make sure that everything is nice and warm and toasty for this work that we're about to put in. Okay, so we're starting off the workout with some goblet squats. You're going to be using a dumbbell, just one. Make sure your toes are pointed outward. And like I said before, make sure that you just squeeze the cheeks and thrust your hips forward slightly. Now the next move is usually a kettlebell swing. If you have a kettlebell, great. I would suggest to use it, but I don't. I just have a dumbbell, so you're just going to do the same thing. And I like to do one side at a time. I just feel like it really engages each of my obliques when I do this. And again, just making sure that you're squeezing and hip thrusting slightly at the top every time. Dumbbell deadlifts is the next one. So just make sure that you keep your back straight and you have a slight bend to your knees. You don't want your knees locked out during this exercise. So if you're struggling, just go down on your weight. I tend to look forward. It helps me really keep my back straight. So chin up, back straight, and a slight bend in your knees. All right, RDL time. So this one is very similar with your body mechanics as you were in the last one. So you're gonna have a slight bend in your knee and you're gonna have a back straight, chin up with this one. And just make sure that you're kicking back in a controlled fashion in the highest that you can go. If you start to feel it in your lower back, readjust and don't kick back so high. You don't wanna cause any strain to your lower back when you're doing this. Moving on to cable kickbacks, we are going to do the same thing we just did with RDLs, except with a cable machine. So I hold on to the machine and I try to make sure that my back is straight, and I just kick up. And if I start to feel a little strain in my lower back, I will not kick up so high, and I will also lower my weight. Throughout this exercise, I also really engage my core, so I have that tightened up as well. Now, if you don't have a cable machine, no worries. I have another variation. So you can do either this on your knees or you could go up to a tabletop position. It's just a donkey kick with a resistance band. Just make sure that you're kicking up instead of back. When you kick up instead of back, it's going to really target the top of your glutes. Now we have cable hip thrust. So very similar mechanics throughout. Back straight, slight bend in your knee and chin up. You really want to squeeze your cheeks and thrust your hips at the top, and you should really feel it in your glutes. Now, no cable, no problem. You can just do the regular hip thrust. I don't have a bar of any sort, so I just use a band and then I'll add a dumbbell weight here shortly. But the same mechanics, I like to do both of them, but if you don't have a cable, no worries. You can just do this version. And it'll still get your glutes right and tight, honey, okay? So one thing I like to make sure I do on these is I make sure that my heel is really into the ground, so my toes really don't come on the ground like at all, because I really like to make sure that they're targeting the glutes, and I just feel it more when I do that with my feet. I don't know, it's just me. Now this is the first of the 2 burnout exercises. We're doing fire hydrants with a resistance band. You're going to do 30 reps each side, and you're going to start from high resistance until you're not using any resistance. So the purple band is the tightest resistance that I have. Next will be pink, which will be medium resistance. And then my green one is the lowest. And then I do a complete set with no resistance as well. Now, this very last exercise is the icing to your cakes, honey, because this one is so fire. By this point in my workout, my legs and glutes are so done, but this is the perfect ender, so I take it down to 15 reps. But at this point in my workout, it's the very last exercise. Everything is just done, so 15 reps is really hard for me to complete, and you're doing 3 sets of that. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you all really enjoyed my cheek workout as much as I do. And if you guys decide to do it, tag me on Instagram or just use the hashtag #OperationGetBody. I would love to see you all doing it, and I'd love to see everybody get cheeks. Everybody needs cheeks, okay? Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.